Ready? Oh!
What's up? It's me editing this real quick. I just want to say, in this video, I look so yellow, like right here, and I'm halfway through editing and I can't stop looking at it. I just want you to know, I know, obviously, I can see it. I don't look that yellow in real life. Like, I don't look that yellow right now. I spent 45 minutes color grading it. I don't know how to color grade. I would just move the stuff around until it looked better, but I couldn't get the yellow to go away, so, I'm really sorry.
First things first before we start, very important order of business. I know my eyes look like they're two different shapes. I understand. It's because my lashes are really old and crusty and they're not the same shape anymore. But I've already had them on all day before I noticed. Now if I take them off, my makeup and my eyelashes are gonna be all fucked up, so it's... Don't look at me. Just listen to the video. That's fine. So today on September 7th, I'm gonna be doing my September TBR. It's never too late in the month to do a TBR. What if I want to read all of my books on the last day of the month? I don't see a problem with that. Now that your girl's back into reading and very, very excited about it, I have a little list of books that I'm either in the middle of reading. Ooh, that was a spoon. That I'm either in the middle of reading or I want to read. I'm already in the middle of two of these because, fun fact about me, I'm 100% a mood reader. So if I pick up a book that I'm in the mood for at the time and then like 2 days later I'm like, you know what, I'm not in the mood for this genre anymore, I just won't read it. I won't read it at all. So since elementary school, I remember doing this in elementary school, I have to read at least 2 books at a time so that I can just go between them. And they always have to be polar opposites. I can't just read 2 fantasies. That's exhausting. So they have to be polar opposite books, which is what's going on now. So this is gonna be a fun, quick video. There's obviously a lot to read now. The month has already started. Maybe it's a little overzealous because I'm just now getting back into reading, but it's fine. My friend Casey read 18 books last month. How the I don't know. So I gotta live up to that and read like 5 this month. So let's start with the 2 books that I am already reading. One's a contemporary, one's a historical fiction. Very different. So the first book I picked up this month is A Very Large Expansive Sea by Tattooist of Auschwitz. This is one of my favorite authors of all time. If you saw my haul that I just posted, I went on like a 5-minute tangent about how much I love her, so I'm not going to do it again, I promise. This is her newest book. I don't know chronologically when this came out versus the new Shatter Me books. I haven't read the new Shatter Me books. My one friend read the like one that just came out, the one that came out like last year. My friend read and said that it sucked, so I'm kind of really scared. I don't want to ruin Shatter Me for myself, so I'm not gonna read it. However, Very Large Expansive Sea is very different from the Shatter Me series. Very different. So if you didn't know what this is about, this is loosely based on, or more so just like inspired by, Tahira's life as a teenager. What's her name again? This follows Shirin, who is a Muslim sophomore in high school right after 9/11. So this is what Tahira had to go through when she was a teenager as well. Basically everything she had to deal with as a teenager living after 9/11 as a Muslim woman. So heavy shit. Just from what I know of her through like Instagram and stuff, I'm seeing so much of her in Shirin. She loves fashion, she makes her own clothes, she follows high fashion so closely, she's a break dancer. It's cool. It's really cool. I'm currently 100 pages into this and it's different. It's definitely not like Shatter Me at all writing wise either, which I did not expect, to be honest. If you haven't read Shatter Me, Mafi has a very, very distinct way of writing where it's just so poetically driven. It's not super plot based, it's very writing based and character building and all the insides, if that makes any sense. This isn't really like that. This has definitely more of a basic YA contemporary feel, which isn't bad, but it's also nothing that would like really stand out to me. If it weren't for the content within it that I feel like is really important and something I want to educate myself on, and the fact that it's one of my favorite authors' books, I probably wouldn't be so excited to read it, just because it is kind of very basically written, but at the same time, it's still good. There's nothing bad about it, but writing-wise, it's just not really what I was expecting, if that makes any sense. However, I'm also just not really in the mood for contemporary. I thought I was, but I'm not. So that's why I picked up my next book. And that is The Fountains of Silence by Ruta Sepetys, which is exactly the mood I was in right now, which is Awesome. I'm currently 167 pages into this. It is a big book. It's a YA historical fiction. It's just, ugh, I miss them so much. This is almost 500 pages, so I'm in the arms. 167, I just said it. I am loving this so far, which I was kind of skeptical about it just because I read, what is her other book called? I read Salt of the Sea last year or 2 years ago, I don't really remember, and I wasn't a huge fan of it, and I was so excited for that book, I remember. But it really didn't get me at all. Actually, I remember I finished it and I was kind of mad that I was so disappointed in it because everyone seemed to love it so much. This, however, is very different. I love this so much already. This takes place in Madrid in 1957 during Francisco Franco's regime, and actually I had known little to nothing about this time in Spain, which I feel like is kind of crazy because reading about this, and actually there's something really cool. At the beginning of every few chapters, there's a little section of an actual transcript of an interview or a letter or anything of the like about what was going on in Spain at the time, which is so interesting. But what it made me realize is that it's so strange that I knew so little about this time in Spain because it was such a huge part of the country. It still is such a huge part of the country's history. I don't exactly know when Franco's regime ended. That is very ignorant on my part, but now I do want to definitely do more research on this. But I also feel like by the end of this book, hopefully I will know when it ended and I'll know a lot more about it. It's just, it's kind of crazy to me that I never learned this. I've been in history class my whole life. I've never learned about it. I didn't even say what this book's about. So that's when it takes place, and it follows a few main characters. First four, I'm gonna say off the top of my head, are all family. Puri, Anna, Rafe, and there is a character, Julia. So far, I don't think I've gotten anything from her point of view, but she's a main character-ish. And then our main character is Daniel. So why does this keep happening? So Daniel is an oil ambassador's, oil tycoon person's son, and they're all visiting Spain from Texas, and then the little family of four is why can't I speak? The family of four lives in Spain, and they all have different jobs, obviously, and we follow them in all their jobs. However, the thing that connects these characters is the fact that the hotel Daniel is staying at is the hotel that Anna works at. So that's how they meet, and I don't know how he's gonna meet the rest of the family, really, because I haven't gotten that far. I'm so happy to be learning so much. There's so much historical accuracy I'm seeing. Like the hotel Daniel stays at and that Anna works at, I just kind of assumed was fictional until the actual transcripts from the hotel were in the book. I'm really enjoying this. This is actually an arc from BookCon, and it comes out in October, so next month. So after I finish these two books, there are 3 more that I want to read. We'll see how that goes. I know I'm just getting back into reading. I kind of have to go easy on myself, but I'm just like very excited. So I've always said that I'm a historical fiction junkie. I just can't stop reading them. When I read one, I want to read them all. I really want to read The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. I did also mention this in my book haul, and I mentioned that my friend read this and wasn't a huge fan of it, so I'm kind of nervous. What she didn't like about it was the romance that takes place in it. So knowing that Casey and I have very similar reading tastes, I'm also kind of nervous that I'm not gonna like the... Why can't I speak? I'm also kind of nervous that I'm not gonna like the romance in it, so I'll just kind of have to see how that goes. But I've just been so excited to read this, so I want to read it. I want to see for myself. So this has to be a movie by now, at this point. It has to be a movie. Wasn't it turning into a movie? I swear it was. Nothing on here says it though. Is this not turning into a movie? So this follows the true story of Lael and Jita, who meet in Auschwitz. Lael is a tattooist there, and there's a fly in my lamp. And Lael sees Jita very scared and lying to get her number tattooed onto her. So he goes and comforts her, and that's how they meet, and that's when he vows that they are going to survive the camp and he's going to marry her. So I am excited to read this. I'm a little skeptical about how a love story is gonna feel in a concentration camp. I genuinely, when I first heard about this book, I didn't know that. I don't read summaries, I don't read synopsises. But nonetheless, I'm very excited to read this. So the next 2 books are fantasies. I've been trying to steer a little clear of fantasies recently. This is all very tactical in my brain for getting back into reading, because I don't want to push myself, and I know fantasies are like very heavy, but also they're my favorite genre, so like it's a weird give and take. But I want to read Truthwitch and Win by Susan Dennard, right? Yes, I didn't want to look. I've been wanting to read these since Truthwitch came out, and that was so long ago. I don't know much about these, and I really don't want to. For fantasies and thrillers, my mantra, I don't know, is the same. I don't really want to know the plot. I want to know the overall what it's about, but that's it. So I know this has a lot of girl power and friendship, and every witch has a different ability or something. I'm just so excited. These just really seem like the type of books that I love and that I just fly through. So it all depends on how I feel after finishing A Very Large Expanse of Sea, if I want to go back into a historical fiction or if I want to read these. And I say it like that because I know I'm going to finish this first because I can't stop reading it. But my thing is, if I'm reading 2 books at one time and I finish one way before the other, I can't pick up another book until I finish this one, or else I'll accidentally DNF it. This has been a process I've learned for many years. So after I finish that, we'll see if I want a historical fiction or if I want to dive into a fantasy. Who knows? Either way though, I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be reading again, and now that I talked about it, I already want to read Truthwitch. So that is my TBR for this month. For some, it's not a lot. For me, I'm a little nervous. I used to read at least 10 books a month, and now I'm nervous about 5, but it's a hobby and it's fun, and I'm trying to keep reminding myself of that. I haven't been reading at all, really, for the past year, so the fact that I'm excited about this makes me very happy. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!